Mecha Combat anime theme song needs to have generally pretty positive, and then like quite a present underlying negative melody or something like that.
We're here.
Hello.
Hi. Sorry about the audio issues, everybody. Fixed.
We'll get it eventually. We've only been doing this for a year.
One of these days, the audio will work when we begin our stream. The stream has begun. Looks like I can be heard. Chris speaking again. Yes. Okay. So you guys are being picked up too. So I will now gracefully bow to Chris, who is hosting today's stream. Chris, take it away.
Hey everyone, welcome to Roll2Cast Live, the Roll2Cast Live experience done by the creators of the Roll2Cast podcast. This is a piece of like a stream that we make, and we are we're wonderfully joined by one of our patrons. Do you want to introduce yourself, and then we'll introduce ourselves later on?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Xenocore, the outside source, and I've been doing this for way too long on the internets. But I decided to go with the favorite show I did and sponsor even more because they put giant robots on the roster. So I threatened everyone in the Patreon and said, "You're going to give me my giant robots." I have had this game in my gaming bag since 1997 and never played it.
Do you physically have the game? Do you physically have the game?
I had the game for the longest time. This last time I moved, I had, because I used to be ex-Air Force, so I had a pubs bag for all the things I need to fly with. And when I left the Air Force, I took those out. I put all my games in, so I would have them in case that ever came up. And I relinquished them when I recently left Oklahoma a few years ago. And then this happens. So I grabbed all my digital copies because I've bought it again more than once to always make sure I had a copy somewhere. And now they're finally being utilized. Victory is mine.
It's happening, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Friends, it's happening. We're making dreams happen. Mekton, it's here.
The dream of big anime robots.
Anime robots.
True right.
I heard you like anime robots, so I put anime robots in your anime robots. For the rest of us, Sean. That's Sean there. His name's is under his picture. And Phil.
Hi.
Yeah.
And I'm Chris.
My name's under my picture too.
This was a choice that our Patreon members could vote on. If you want to see your favorite game played live on a stream, particularly if it's a game that doesn't get a lot of love in the TTRPG streamed experience, then let us know. You can join us over at patreon.com/Roll2Cast. But for now, let's play Mekton. Let's get it on. So, in this game, do we need to do anything else in terms of intro stuff?
Look, the only thing that I'll say just at the top of the episode, if you're here with us at the very beginning, if you've never seen us before, we are Roll2Cast. We're a TTRPG variety podcast. You can find us on all podcatchers. So, you know, your Spotify. We host on Acast, your Google Podcast, iTunes, all the good stuff. Apple Podcast, rather. Anyway, point is, our whole shtick is that we play a different TTRPG every season in a different game system. So, a different style, different tones, different themes. So, we've played everything from Artel Zorian's Cyberpunk Red and Cyberpunk 2020 and The Witcher to Vampire the Masquerade, Kids on Bikes, Starfinder. We're currently in Season 9 and we're going through the Die TTRPG, which is basically, I describe it as two different things. One, it's meta D&D, and two, it's goth Jumanji. So if that doesn't entice you, I don't know what will. And yes, you can find us on all good podcatchers, and it's a 30-minute, not scripted, because it is actual play, but we have a different GM that takes the reins. We have commissioned music, and it's an original story, and it's a half-an-hour episode, so it's perfect for your commute to work, or you're trying to procrastinate from doing other stuff. Time. So yeah,
especially if you work from home, you can pretend that you commute.
Exactly.
Or as a most recent listener told us, they have a job where they can just binge it. So they just binge seasons in like days.
So just change your job.
Cool, man. That's great. So yeah, we're playing Mekton today. Mekton is a fantastic game about big anime characters, a big anime mech, and they're gonna have it's Gundam. It's not Gundam, but
it's legally
very beautifully
legally distinct Gundam.
As someone who has
if I may, it is literally every single mecha anime you can think of. If you have seen it, there is a rule to cover it.
It's true. It really is.
If you want mechas that are tiny, if you want mechas as big as Unicron, there are already rules in place. They're literally thought of everything.
Yeah, they have. So this one is a bit like Gundam, like I've alluded to, and a little bit like Neon Genesis Evangelion, in that it's gonna, I'm not gonna go soft on the story. It's still gonna be anime happy times, but as the guy who runs the Vampire the Masquerade game, I can't help myself. I gotta put a little emotional damage in there. Yeah. What's a Chris story without a little shade of grey and a big dollop of black right in the center? Our story is set in the year 2700. The solar system has been colonized. It's been colonized for a while. In fact, all of those colonies have linked up together. People on Mars, Venus got a worker over, and it's now hospitable. I know, acid rain, right? But still, making it work over there. The moons of Jupiter are colonized, and there are small outcrops of peoples on the belt. What's the Expanse?
The Expanse, yeah. Out the belt, yeah.
Think the Expanse, but like more populated. The rest of the solar system
more lived in.
Think Cowboy Bebop, actually, ladies and gentlemen. Think Cowboy Bebop in the solar system there. All of these planets, all of these moons, all of these groups have organized themselves and have come together into the unified coalition of celestial planets. The UCCP.
That's it.
Now, there are some who say that you can't be part of the UCCP by being invited in. You are kind of forced in. You are strong-armed in. And this is true if you're a member of Terra. If you're you come from planet Earth, you fundamentally believe that, because the UCCP wants Earth in. And the Earthians, the Terrans, the people living on this planet, do not want that. They want their freedom. They love their king. They love their queen. They live as happy servants to the royal families of Terra, members of this ruling class. And the UCCP continues to make attacks against Terra to try and strong-arm them into joining this union of planets. But the great United Kingdom of Terra stands as a last fight, a last front against these forces, defending the planet, ensuring the royal family, and ensuring the citizens are safe from the evils of those from those outside of Terra.
Oh no, Chris, are we the problem? Are we the problem in this game?
We call the United Kingdom, pretty sure we're the problem.
Yeah. So, we have amongst us a member of the royal family, one of you as characters. Who is one of the members of the royal family here amongst us?
Hello.
Sean, you're playing. Who are you playing?
Hello. So I'm playing Cassius. Cassius is his name, and Cassius is as we said, he is a prince of Terra. And Cassius. Well, here's the thing. Based on, you need to let me know if this is going to be a little bit wild in terms of the lore, because I rolled basically the way that we did our character creation is we used the life path system, which is really cool for Cyberpunk. But what it means is I rolled absolutely everything at random. Everything is random, and whatever I rolled on every single one of those tables, I have kept. While
it's the only way. It's the only way.
It's the only way. And my family, my parents. So I don't know if that's the king and queen of Terra.
It is. It is the king of Queen of Terra.
they vanished. So his parents have vanished, and the way that I had kind of put the my lore together before I knew that I was a prince is the reasoning behind these his parents having vanished is they had actually defected to the UCCP.
That's pretty big
then
news.
We decided that your character was going to be the prince because we didn't have anyone else. Oh, you're getting a coffee delivery, Sean?
Yes. Yes.
That's nice.
Coffee and
Of course, he's the prince.
Juice.
Prince doesn't handle his
He's
own
right.
coffee.
He's the prince. He doesn't get his own coffee.
How would we like to amend that, if at all? Do we want to keep that, or would you like to amend it slightly to?
No, we'll keep that, and it is a tonal thing rather than a literal disappearance. Sean, the king Julius has, and he is of course a Kaiser.
Gotta get that Prussian in there.
He cares not for you.
Right.
He has many children, too many wives, too many to ensure that the defense of the planet is secure. Because the king is not unreasonable. He will get in his giant mecha to defend the planet, and he expects his children to do so as well as anyone who is a kind of hanger-on of the prince. The king the Kaiser will absolutely get into his mecha and battle should he be called out to defend the planet. But he doesn't care for you.
No, and that can work really well. So we will find that I do have a sibling. We'll find that a little bit later on, quite shortly. But for Cassius, he very much vies for the respect and the admiration and the acceptance of his parents.
Yes.
He is considered quite a adept leader. And he is a very kind of no-nonsense, straightforward. He tries to strive for the ideals of Terra. He tries to be the ideal soldier, the ideal kind of individual. But for some reason, for whatever reason, no matter what he does, no matter how competent he is, no matter how much he seems to uphold and be the quintessential soldier for Terra, he just does not receive the blessing of his parents, and it also seems to draw the ire of his brother. So he's on a precipice of change, or maybe not at all. We'll see. But that's Cassius.
That's Cassius. Deeply sad and very funny simultaneously. It's deeply like Neon Genesis. It's great. It's Neon Genesis-y, and I love it a lot.
Or just me.
Just rejected.
Sean, we really need to get you watching more anime.
Sean is in real life a disfavored royal scion.
That's it. Actually, more to the point, every single anime that has been referenced on the stream today, I have not seen.
Yes, we do need to get you to watch anime. I still need to make that podcast idea where we make someone who hasn't watched anime watch anime.
I'll do it. I'll fucking do it.
It'll be great.
So
that's me.
I am playing Sean's older brother. My name is Barabbas. And I, instead of longing for the favor of my parents, I resent them for their disfavor, and I've become jaded. Yes, we're one amongst many children. We're one tiny offshoot amongst many children, and I think I'm very cynical about your devotion to the royal cause. Obviously, I do my duty, but I'm under no illusions that we may win the favor of our parents again. And so basically, I don't hate you. I think you're very naive. I think Cassius is very naive and really, needs to stop, in the modern parlance, simping after our royal parents who don't give a flying crap about us. Nice. And we should just focus on being good mech pilots and defending Terra for the reason that it's our home, and not because Julius had like a minor wife who had us.
Yeah, defending Terra from Terra.
Yeah. We are princes of Terra in the in the emotional sense. Princes of Terra. I think he's more combative. I think less of a leader. He likes the fight for the fight itself. he would probably pilot mechs and shoot enemies if he wasn't a prince. He thinks that Cassius should just ignore all that stuff and just get on with being the best pilot he can be.
Yeah. Stop being political. Stop caring about your father being the Kaiser, the king.
Barabbas doesn't mention that he's a prince. He'll be like, no, don't even worry. Don't even worry about it. He's above that.
Yeah.
Except when he needs to get him stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
That's me.
Cool. And our last character.
Yeah. I've chosen the name Maxwell Nelson.
Great. Excellent.
I put the quick throw together the life path I had generated. A bit of an upper middle class, but in this context, one family member has defected, or one parent has defected, but they're probably the one that got murdered because only mom is still around. Nice and anime, juicy. And of course I'm on a plot of revenge. Got 3 elder brothers that are all gone, and then a female childhood friend that wanted me to be their mentor, kind of looked up or whatever, because I guess I'm that good. I will find out here in a minute. And I'm separated from my romantic partner, so who knows where the hell they are. So I think he's a bit moody.
Yep.
Of course, with rolling long green hair swept over an eye, I think it pretty much looks the part. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He's in a bit of a mood, but yeah, once somebody fires a shot, it's all business. So
very good.
Maybe like maybe a retainer to the princes. Maybe
that would make sense, being upper middle class in the role. So either a childhood guard assigned just because I had talent. So like, we're gonna make you his guardian, so you guys can go out and play, but if something happens, you better throw your body in front. That kind of thing.
So who do you want to protect? Who do you want to be? Which one would you prefer, Sean or Phil?
which prince do you?
Yeah, which prince are you?
Well, since Bob is the GM, I can't pick him. So let's see.
I definitely have to do the
mother
Bob
said
voice.
to pick the very best one, and you are not yet. No. I guess we'll go with Sean. We'll bodyguard Sean.
Yes.
Very good, very good.
At least someone's looking out for me, at least.
Does make a sort of sense. Sean's character feels a little bit emotionally detached, or like overactive. Feels as a little more somber and probably isn't going to not somber, professional. So probably isn't going to have a lot of banters.
Yeah, I feel. Yeah, well, I was going to say because Sean's character, and Sean being me,
Sean being you,
is a very kind of like no nonsense, straightforward, like to the point soldier. But like the interesting thing about that is like he hasn't really had the ability to like. He did have a good childhood because his parents didn't love him. His brother kind of like dismisses him. His best friend, I guess, is Hugh Core. It's like
is
the
assigned,
guy that's been, like assigned, has to look after me.
Yes.
Is my best friend.
Yeah.
I actually do have some friends as well. Oh, and as a fun little thing, I rolled on the life path. It was really cool. I've rolled some friends. I've rolled 2 friends. One friend, like a younger brother to me. Friend 2, like a younger sister to me. So I imagine like a set of twins. Like younger twins, which I thought would be a cool side character if you want to use them. They're just like some go-getter twins. They're like, hey.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, to be dashed upon the rocks in front of you.
Oh, yeah, they will die. Yeah, absolutely.
Sure. Yes, absolutely. I mean,
with their hands holding.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Skipping
through too much old school anime.
Skipping through a field of daisies or cherry blossoms fall in the wind and then they're cut down.
Is it Barabbas?
Barabbas, yeah.
Barabbas,
yeah,
cool.
Barabbas. All right, cool. We have Maxwell, Barabbas, and what was your character, Sean? Cassius.
Yeah.
Thank you. Let me write these down.
And also, as a fun thing, Phil in Mekton, are they called a keeper or are they called not a keeper? Are they called a referee?
Referee or what is it? Yeah.
Okay. I prefer games operations director, if you don't mind. Yeah.
Nice.
AKA God.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's referee by canon.
Yeah, by old Artos.
The old
Artos says a referee. Objective. Calling shots. Impartial.
Yes.
So our story, are we ready to dive in? We've got our characters.
I'm ready to suit up, if that's what you mean.
Not quite yet. We still got to a little bit of non-suited combat, and then we'll get to the mechs. We'll get to the giant anime mechs later on.
Cool. Need to get back up.
Our story begins on the 20th anniversary of the Kaiser's coronation, of your father's coronation. And it is a huge spectacle event. There are guests from all over Terra in this large cathedral, remembering 20 years ago when your father took the throne, which was a massive celebration where he himself suited up into his mech and demonstrated his skill on the battlefield as a kind of royal procession or a royal demonstration. Every member of the royal family must be willing to get in a mech, suit up, and fight. That's why they're members of the royal family. That's why they can lead. And so his coronation was this moment. A clear blue sky with only little bits of white cloud flitted through it is this 20th anniversary. But none of you are outside to enjoy the day. None of you are able to even experience natural air. Instead, you are stuck inside, deep in the bowels of the imperial castle, a kind of war fortress that doubles as both a center of government and a place to have giant mecha come out of it for cool anime battles. Both these things. It is very, very English royals. I mean, think Buckingham Palace, but if mech could fit.
But it's also a mech hangar. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
I get you.
Big, stupidly large, but mecha can come out of it.
What if Buckingham Palace, but really cool?
What if Buckingham Palace, but anime, and then mech come out?
Yeah.
So the flag on one of the barricade walls flutters. Atop atop the wall there.
The battlements.
The battlements. Thank you, Phil. That's the word I was searching for. With the flag of the Empire, the kingdom on it.
I can only imagine some stellar variation of the UK flag.
I mean, sort of, yeah.
Also, as like a quick aside, I hate to break your storytelling, Chris, but I have to ask: is this part of the Mekton lore, or did you make all this up for Mekton?
I just made this up.
I fucking love this. This is great.
Served up fresh.
Yeah, I just had the thoughts and then was just like, because Mekton is deliberately, for those who haven't played it, and I do recommend you buy it. It's a great game. It's deliberately open for you. It serves as a way for you to tell your stories in it.
Yeah.
And you can then join everyone else in waiting for Zeta, the updated version that's like 20 years in production.
Well.
Yeah, a little thing called 2077 kind of ruined the plans for that, really.
Yeah. It'll come.
Anyway, fingers crossed, everyone. So inside the depths, the levels and levels and levels, like the Geofront in Neon Genesis Evangelion, which is this Sean and Phil.
Neon Genesis. What we're talking about.
Think about, so there's this entire city, which is a fake city of sorts, and deep underneath the ground, under it is a kind of another battlefront. Under the ground, under this city. And in a similar way, underneath the castle of the Empire is the Warforge, the hangars for the mechs. This is where all the Imperial military are met.
I've seen Pacific Rim. I know.
yes, exactly right. So
Shadow Dome's pretty close.
Yeah, honestly. You and your siblings, as well as their entourage, are in one of these holding locations. There's maybe 50 of you here, and nearly all of you, not all of you, but quite a lot of you are brother and sister or are cousins, uncles, aunts, nieces, and nephews. Most of you, those of you from the royal family, are interrelated and know each other. You are all mech pilots in this room right here, or working to be one.
Maybe some of the younger cousins are like squires, so they like work on mechs if they don't pilot them yet.
Absolutely. Being a member of like a royal entourage, like Maxwell means that you've had some sort of mech training. You've had some sort of learning how to get in, and just in case, you have to dive in to protect the person you're serving, person you're loyal to, your liege lord or captain.
Yeah.
So you're all milling about, and you're here for your fathers or the kings, emperors, kaisers. I'm just going to use all of those terms interchangeably because language in 2700 has warped and changed thanks to memes. And the three of you are around each other. What would you like to do?
At least the food is good. I hate waiting around on these occasions.
And and as a quick aside, is Julius and such there, or where did we say that Julius was at the moment?
No, Julius is preparing for his coronation. The 20th anniversary is waiting.
Celebration. He's surrounded by actually important people.
Bodyguards, the favorite son, the favorite daughter, his brothers and sisters, and his wife. So the actual important members of the family. Whereas you all are here to be, you'll be invited out into the kind of like televised internationally across the globe celebration video package later. Once you've done security checks and all that sort of stuff, you're kind of just
part of a parade or something later.
Yeah, exactly right. You'll probably jump into some mecha and do like a kind of like some marching. And do some like military drills.
Like the planes that do lovely flyovers during celebrations as well.
Correct.
Yeah.
You're that part of this procession.
Everything has their place. We just need to wait our time. These things are important. Make sure you're checking each one, brother. Make sure everything's ready to go.
I'm always ready to go. But ready to do something important. This pomp and pageantry just bores me.
The least you could do is have a smile while you're doing it.
That's a bigger ask than you know.
Maxwell, is everything ready to go? Are we ready for the procession?
As ready as can be, my lord.
All right. Let's do a once over. We can't have anything go wrong. No screw ups, not like last time.
Very well. I assume we're in the maintenance bays, not actually out in formation yet, correct?
Correct. You're in a kind of holding room. It's just, at the moment, it's just you. The mech are not where you are. They're a couple of...
Can there be...
A couple of rooms down. Yeah.
Well, I thought maybe that instead of like a couple of rooms down, there's like a large window on the side of the room.
Oh, very good. Yes.
And you can look out. And you can look out into the bay, and you can see our mechs like arrayed.
Perfect.
Like over there, but we're in like a kind of side room.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go over to a corner where there might be some sorts of communication and call the maintenance sergeant and start blabbermouthing about stuff.
Yeah, beautiful. Maintenance picks up. Maxwell, yes.
What's the status of the final checks for the mecha before the parade?
They're just going through final checks at the moment, sir.
Right.
We shouldn't have any interruptions. Everything seems to be good. No issues.
No red X's?
None.
Very well. I'll inform the prince. Carry on.
Thank you.
What is that, Cassius? Your 15th final check?
I can never be too certain. Father wants everything to go off without a hitch every time.
You still, you know he's not going to notice you.
He might.
We're in the back third of the parade. You could be perfect, and he'll never cast an eye upon you.
Brother, you think I do this just for father's affection? No, I'm a professional. I'll do my job, and I'll do that well. He doesn't need to see me. He just needs to know that I will do the job well. He's entrusted me with that, brother.
Yes. Well, when he remembers your name, perhaps he'll see what you've done.
Man, I love how well you guys have done this already. Very good, very good. I'd like everyone to roll human perception.
Aha! A skill that I took points in.
I'd like everyone to roll human perception.
Now, what stat does that go under?
I believe that's empathy.
Empathy.
Yes,
It
the
is.
first one. All right, I got it.
Sorry, give me a hot second because my character sheet has
It's
decided
exploding.
to shut itself down.
Oh no.
A well-trained guard is I. So,
Phil, what about you?
I'm not the most empathetic person, as you can tell.
And what about your character?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So that is a total of 6, 9 total. So not great.
9 total.
Not great.
Not amazing.
Zeno, what did you get?
I rolled a 1.
Oh, well, I got an 18.
Okay.
All right, somebody's paying attention.
Cassius is the sensitive one.
Yeah.
He's
He has
professional,
feelings.
but he's more sensitive than us.
And more to
for
the
sure.
point, even though he doesn't like talk and have particularly adept social skills, he is a watcher. He's had so much time to himself to watch other people be social rather than himself.
Yes. So you, Cassius, are the only one who notices that guy over there, you've never seen him before. He is dressed in an orange jumpsuit and he looks like he should be part of maintenance team. Coming and going, he seems to have the right clearances, but you've never seen him before. And being a member of the royal family, you do get a sense of, you are trained to know people. It's part of your training. It's part of who you are. You have to keep abreast of the servants and staff. He has a short military cut and a scar across one eye, and he keeps looking around. He doesn't seem shifty, but to you, he seems suspicious.
Zeno, do you reckon by this time you've come back and milled over to the group at this point?
Yeah, I was only there for a moment and then
Yeah.
coming back to you with a report. So
I think like you can see there's this this blank stare. Cassius is eyeing off this person as like you hear in the background Maxwell is like giving him the update, but it's kind of like drowned out in this white noise as he's watching this one person, and almost kind of like as you finish up and as he's nodding, instead of kind of acknowledging what you said, he goes, Maxwell, that individual over there, orange jumpsuit, which of the detail is he?
I immediately snapped my look to him.
He is no one you have ever recognized before.
Shall I find out?
It might be nothing, but perhaps something does not sit quite right. Could you perhaps, obviously, be...
I've already stepped away.
Oh, yeah, great.
I'm making a beeline.
He just was a friend.
Could you perhaps
the close up of Cassius, and as he turns to like give the order, he's no longer there.
Gone. Yeah, you see the back of Maxwell's head quite small in frame, already walking away. Delightful.
I make a small glance for traffic, and then I'm pretty much making a beeline for him. I'm not running unless I see him run.
Cool. Let's see if he notices you.
Who's that moody man with the green swept hair coming towards me?
And I don't have any stealth at all as a skill, so...
You're making your way just across the room. He doesn't notice you. That's good. You approach him.
Mm-hmm. I'm assuming I might have an equivalent rank in this situation since I'm the guard to the prince.
Sorry, as a what? I didn't catch that.
As an officer.
Yes, effectively. Yes, okay. You certainly outrank most people.
Especially, you definitely outrank someone in a jumpsuit.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. So I step to him and say, "Excuse me."
Yes, sir.
Front and center. Identicard, please.
He produces it.
Okay, so I'll check him against the known roster.
Cool. You bring up a data slate. And put the card against it, and it seems to check out. But I'd like for you to give me, let's say, another...
I do have Intimidate.
If you'd like to, absolutely, you may. Yeah.
Trying to shake him, because if he knows where he's supposed to be, there's nothing to... But if he has to make it up, he might be shooken. So I'll try to use Intimidate to influence
this lines up, but what if I...
Yeah, you still narrow your eyes, you're still trying to use force of personality to kind of shake him loose.
Yeah, I ask him what the challenge word of the day is.
Oh,
there you go.
What was like this today?
This guy knows his. This guy knows his military stuff.
Training, baby. All right.
What's the royal wordle?
What's the royal wordle?
Alrighty, so let's see here. That is a cool. So, and then that's.
While he's doing this, I turn around to notice what's happening. I imagine I'm quite.
So
a bit tall.
7 plus 8 is 15.
15. He begins to sweat profusely. Phil, what are you wanting to do? Because I'll do both of these.
I just want to kind of know. I just want to involve myself in the scene, so I turn around. I imagine I'm a bit taller than Cassius. I
Absolutely.
imagine in the anime trope, I'm the solid kind of beefy brother.
Yep.
I'm
the boring looking protagonist.
Who's the guy with the eyes from
Sauron?
Oh God.
With the two eyes?
The anime names. Are
you talking about Cowboy Bebop with 2 eyes?
I'm talking about the one with the major. What's that one called?
Oh, Ghost in the Shell.
Ghost in the Shell.
Sure. Oh, yeah. Okay, sure.
Bato.
Huh?
Bato is the one with the eyes.
Bato, yeah. He's a bigger guy, kind of serious, right sense of humor sometimes. Anyway, but I notice what's happening, and the meaty hand goes on the shoulder so that I can sort of be involved and lean down to Cassius. Is your paranoia getting the better of you again?
Consider it a hunch.
Wait.
Sorry, keep going.
No, that's right. It's going to trail off. I'm happy to continue on.
Consider it a hunch. Wait. We snap back to Maxwell's interrogation and intimidation of this grunt, this soldier, or this maintenance man. And he looks down, and this anime sweat. I'm just going to describe all things as so his anime water, his anime sweat, his anime hair. He begins to sweat profusely. And it isn't the coy little one drop, it's the little beads of sweat all over his face. His eyes become pinpricks. As he looks down, his eyes go wide and shaking. He looks up and he goes, I'm so sorry. But we have to take a stand. What would you like to do?
Okay, because if he was just being quiet, I was just going to call over to the crew chief who's in charge of all his maintenance team and confirm But if he's actually going to make I guess he's trying to make a move of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
He's about to do something.
Okay. He's about to do something.
He's definitely about to do something because he just made
ask
him.
forgiveness, I say. So, since my hands are on a plate, I guess I'll backslap him.
Give a backslap.
Yeah, because I was turned to my slate and asking the question. So if I see him move, that's the side that's facing him. So I hit him with the back of my hand and
hit him with the back of your hand.
It's very royal. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see here. So that's going to be hand to hand.
Beauty.
And let's see here. Where's that on my stat list?
Oh, I love it when Maxwell
I think that's
does
just
this.
straight body, isn't it?
Yeah. Let's use body. Let's use body.
Okay. All right. So that's plus 10.
Beauty.
So that's a 16.
Beauty.
Ooh.
You whack him across the face. He does the beautiful anime twist where they spin in the air and then land face down, crumpled on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
A few people look. Some look peeved. Some look approvingly. Some look outraged. It has the kind of the action and behavior of not breaking protocol, but like enforcing it in a really kind of strong way. Right?
Oh yeah,
yeah. He goes flying.
I'll call Sergeant at Arms and try to pin him.
Great. In the seconds that you do, things are going to happen.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
As he hits the ground, his hand comes up and he presses a small little device on.
Oh.
And I want everyone to roll, let's just say
Dodge and escape?
Dodge.
Save versus death. Save versus death. Save versus death.
Let's just say reflexes. Let's just make it a straight reflexes roll.
Straight reflex?
Straight reflex.
Okay.
So before we do that, there's a close up of his finger, and then there's a close up of Cassius.
Yep.
Do you anime react quick?
Oh yeah, everyone do a quick anime react as the action comes up. So you see this in frame, and then we get a.
Well, I feel like because what happens is as Zeno Maxwell slaps the person, there's like a knowing look that Cassius gives Barabbas of like paranoid.
So.
But as soon as the hand comes up, it's
and the room explodes.
The room, wow, the whole wide room.
So bits of floor, potted plants in the corners with explosives hidden behind them, and the parts of the hangar just start going off. Mech just start blowing up. Please roll a straight reflex roll. You can make it as a dodge. If you've got dodge, you could go survival if you want to use survival. It's not quite the roll, but I'd be happy to use it in this case.
A 14. A 14. If I'm going with dodge, I went with dodge.
With dodge, I'm a 15.
I roll a 7 for 16.
Ooh.
Very good.
I love it. It's like 2 minutes. It's like 2 minutes into the episode, and obviously it's like a half-hour episode. So we gotta get to the action straight away.
Oh yeah, we gotta get to the better.
Take my knockoff Chinese dice, man.
You know what? It's the as soon as the detonator gets pushed, that's when it cuts to the opening credits.
That's right. And we have a fantastic theme song. The room lights up. Everything goes black just for a second. Huge explosions. Mecha in the background are exploding, and the sound of sirens in the background. In the cacophony of noise, the three of you find yourselves. You're all unharmed.
That's good.
Crawling out of the rubble. None of you got under 10, which I didn't think any of you would, but I'm glad that you didn't. Crawling out of the rubble, into the light to see the collapsed building has left you in the kind of hangar with the mechs, or what remains of them. Only 3 exist. Fortunately, it's yours too.
So good.
Cassius
really
and Barbarous. Maxwell, we'll say that you're going to, for this episode, you're going to be stealing the one that you designed from someone who isn't able to use it anymore because they're dead.
Wait, which one?
The one that you built.
The first one?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yep. And so those 3 are the only ones left as members of the royal family and their entourage surround you. Uncles, cousins, nephews, dead, buried under rubble. You 3 are the only survivors, and like a stroke of fate, your mechs are the only ones around as well.
So we crawl out of rubble, and the smoke actually clears out the way so that you can see our mechs standing there, maybe slightly like scratched up, but actually still functional.
And like I think because there's a bit of distance between the 2 brothers and Maxwell, like as soon as like Cassius gets to his feet, and even though I know you said unharmed, I think there's just like a nice cool like cut that has just appeared above, which is like a trickle of blood.
One single trickle of blood, yeah.
One single trickle, just Maxwell. Who was that?
I'll look to where the body was.
Cool. You can see the body is just covered in rubble, but you see on a piece of conspicuously open skin a tattoo showing the allegiance to the UCCP. You see a solar system and then a banner under it, which says UCCP.
And then I'll react. One of their damn legionaries snuck in again. I'll walk over and pull his body from the wreckage. You know, like uplifting the corpse and
for sure.
Yeah, and then toss it aside. And then I'm immediately going to look for how much of the maintenance team is there, because I'm not sure if all these mechs are ready to walk right now. Like they may be ready, but they may not be unhooked, you know, that kind of thing. So I'm going to,
for sure.
Get personnel like, hey, you get up. We still need to get these things launched. We're under attack. Get on it now. You know, that kind of thing. You
see highly trained members of the technical team, of the mechanical team, of the what is effectively a military. I mean, it is. It's not effectively. It is military.
Yeah.
The battle training that they've been drilled in kicks into gear. These guys should be in the cushiest job. They're in the palace. They're in the big center, so they're not on a far away detachment, so they should be. But military training kicks in. They begin to grab each other up, lifting each other up, scrambling to their feet, and trying to get to console panels to launch Mecha. And they are looking for pilots.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll walk back over to the prince and dust him off because there's obviously some rebels still somewhere. It's like, how you doing?
I'm fine. Are you hurt? Are you injured?
Not yet.
Well done, Maxwell.
Cassius, you're bleeding.
It's nothing compared to the pain I feel right now, seeing a traitor amongst us.
Fuck yeah, Sean, that's excellent. That's so
we should have been more careful. That's the 3rd spy this month.
Brother, this is what paranoia, as you call it, will get you. Vigilance.
Well, you were right. You were vindicated this time, Cassius. I will admit that. You! How long till our mechas are ready to launch? There's no way this isn't coinciding with an assault. We need to be out there.
20 minutes, sir. 20 minutes.
I want them up in 10.
Good, thank you, Phil. The theater nerd in me is like, thank you, 10.
Thank you, 10.
Cassius, that kind of like, as he's stepped forward to take a look at the 3 mechas that are now being starting to be primed, ready to go, as Barabbas is barking orders. He then pivots in a 980 to 180 to face the other two. It's like, that means Father's in trouble. The parade, all the most important people together in one spot.
As you say that, you see on a screen what was a feed of the parade, beautiful procession, cherry blossom in the foreground, and military weaponry, as well as royal family going down the streets. That's what was the previous
actually the worst
shot,
day to
is
attack
now
because everyone's
the
ready.
same shot, but it's on fire. And people are running around, and bits of bits of military are exploding. Bits of mech and tanks are kind of on fire in the middle of the parade. The parade is arrested.
Is that already like the little scrolling banner at the bottom? That's
the Chiron, yeah.
Yes, yeah. War, battle stations.
Potentially thousands dead, thousands more injured.
Yeah.
So is there are there enemy mechs on the footage, like flying around? What about enemy soldiers, or is it just like mechs or anything?
Chaos.
So as you say that, with that provocation, you receive on the screen a message from the Emperor, the King, Julius. He comes up on feed in his golden throne, like mech from mech, and he's addressing everyone. This imperious man, with kind of he looks like I'm trying to think. He has beautifully white hair and it's curly and a very strong jawline.
Yeah,
and says,
like impossibly square, maybe.
Yeah, exactly right. He looks like a brick of a man.
I think maybe we all
Baron.
like, even though it's just on a video screen, just instinctively, I think we all snap to attention.
Yeah. And he says, "Citizens, we are under attack. To your posts. Defend the Empire. Defend our planet. For Terra. For the family. To your stations." And you suspect that is an internal broadcast.
Terra.
You see then the feed of his beautiful gold and black mecha with 2 power swords cutting through enemy mechs.
Oh, hell yeah.
While he boosts through the sky. You are then relayed by a member of the military, a sort of, not a captain, but like one of the technical team who has an understanding of what's happening out there and has kind of gotten across that situation really quick. Yeah, command and control person tells you that the battle forces are split and that this is the king is going to handle, along with the kind of royal family that's more important than you guys, the main attack, but that you are to hold off one of the mechs out there that is attacking from the flank and is looking to destroy a very important part, which is power to
a power station.
the
Yes.
So you're on a sort of defense against a sort of flanking maneuver. That's your brief. That's the lay of the land right now.
If they take out the power, the air defense cannons will shut down. We'll be defenseless.
Well, we'll simply have to go on the offense then, shan't we?
We've trained for
All
this
right
day.
then, pretty princes, ready to jump in your suits of armor?
Maxwell, you know I'm ready every day.
I start making my way to the closest mech of the 2.
Beautiful. Sean, Phil,
Hello.
which one is it, and would you like to describe it?
Oh yeah. So my Mekton is going to be a lovely shade. It's going to take the gold, the royal gold that is the exact same gold as his father, but it's going to be dripped through with like diagonal red and black stripes that are kind of like washed through the Mekton itself. So it's a red, black, and gold Mekton that I imagine to be like a little bit more gorilla-esque in shape. It's more stout, it's more primal, it's quite a nimble Mekton, and it kind of like it sits there hunched over in form, like it's like in a crouching position, just waiting to be entered, so that it can spring to life.
Yes, it's almost as if. No, I'm not going to make that Neon Genesis Evangelion joke.
Do it.
I'm not sure how I would get there, but it looks as if a massively sized human being has been like reinforced with armor, and all of that has made them hunch over slightly to carry the weight. Beautiful. It's a humanoid mech. From a stats perspective, for the listeners there who know that system, beautiful. Excellent.
Is this kind of anime where they're pretty much all humanoid mechs? They're all pretty much the standard design. No, okay.
No, certainly you all have.
I feel like the Royals would have human-shaped mechs because it's like it's a bit more dignified.
But your enemies may not.
Right, that makes sense. I like that.
And the name of my mech is Primus.
Primus, very good. Primus, and it has to have a number because Primus is too important of a name, so it's got to have a number as well after it. Sean?
Yeah, excellent.
Give me
Primus 7.
Very good. Primus 7. 6 other Primuses have come before you.
Yeah.
And 7. You know that Primus 4 was piloted by your uncle, and that sits next to it on fire, burning right now.
Oh.
You see a kind of the plates of metal peel off of it. Phil, tell me about yours.
So mine is also a humanoid-shaped mech. It's not sort of hunched, but if you know like the Hulkbuster kind of frame, where the head is kind of into the shoulders and it's all kind of broad and kind of a piece. I imagine the two of us, we've trained together, we fight together. We're like a brawling duo, sort of. You might see us in the intro. You would have seen us like the camera pan around us as we go like back to back.
Yeah.
Or maybe even clash in training as well.
Yeah. Beautiful.
From one of the earlier episodes, which was all about our rivalry and like us getting past like a particular thing that was like between us to get back to the status quo that was exactly the same at the beginning of the episode.
Of course.
Yeah.
But
it's,
procedural anime. It's not serialized.
That's right. It's a little less
serialized, but you really have to watch past episode 7 to really get into the beef plot. That's where things get dark.
I mean, season 5 kind of treads water a little bit. But,
We're going to season 5. Jeez,
that's amazing.
I mean, it's anime. There's like 20 seasons. Like it's. Half of them are just reruns of previous episodes.
Oh no, I don't want our anime to be fucking One Piece.
No, I'm joking. Anyway, but instead of red, it's like a deep green. It's got sort of more military coloring, so deep greens, light greens, kind of layered into each other. Not in like a camo pattern, but like deep greens with the light green accents. It stands a little taller, a little straighter, so they cut like a different silhouette when you see them.
Okay.
The one of the hands can kind of fold in like Optimus Prime from the early cartoons and turns into a big axe because that is really cool. Similarly, the mech is called Tomahawk.
Okay. So Tomahawk, and that's spelled with a O in the middle there. Yes. A 0.
Yes.
T0.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Most definitely. Yeah. T0. T0 WK and then Hawk. It's a Hawk model, and that's the T0 WK style. But everyone just calls it the Tomahawk.
Everyone just calls it Tomahawk.
And for Maxwell, which mech does he stumble across? It's
normally he will be fighting in a mech that's extremely lithe, and it seems to be longer than it is just because of the way all the arms and legs are designed with the gleaming sword on the side. But it's currently in pieces, so he's going to walk back to one of the fill-in support mechs that it's not too heavily armored. It's all the mechs are stored on their arms and legs with just lift wires going into the cockpit, so that way because they're the rank and file filling in the background for support fire and everything else like that. So when it stands forward, it looks almost like it doesn't have any armor on it, just because it's so lightly armored, and it has a backpack for mounting additional weapons. So as he jumps in and the mech stands up, he literally reaches to the left and the right, grabs one rifle, and then a missile pod that fits on the pack because they're supposed to be interchangeable, and marches out to follow back behind the princes. And it's your, for lack of a better term, we'll call it a Joe, because that's the ranking that it is. J.
Yeah.
And then there's serial numbers for each tail number, but they're just called Joes because they're almost interchangeable. You can't tell one apart from the other. Yeah, they're all interchangeable.
Yeah. The support, the Joes are sent out when a prince is down or something like that, and they need more ammunition. Or
they're always flying around in the background of shots.
Exactly. Yeah. They're squires.
Yeah.
They're squire mechs.
Send a Joe.
That's
fantastic.
Right. Max can work wonders in any mech.
Okay, so the three of you move out of the hangar. You're cleared for clearance. All three of you begin making your way out. The two princes, and we had the Primus 7, the Tomahawk, and the Joe support. The three of you step out into once was the lovely countryside of indeterminable country here.
Can we go up a lift?
It's all an empire.
Can we go up a lift?
You want to go up a lift? You want to go?
Yeah. So what I imagine is a bit like Pacific Rim, right, where the mechs are all in like a circle, right? And Sean can just imagine this. They're all in a circle around, and then they're all wrecked. We'll run off to the ones that we're gonna pilot. We go up the lift. We get strapped in. There's gouts of steam, and then we all step forward off the platform. Guy wires coming off. Joe grabbing his rifle and his rocket pod. The two brothers kind of nodding to each other before they kind of meet in the middle, which then frees up and turns into a lift.
Beautiful.
It would normally house 8 mechs on the lift all going up together. But it's just, the three of us on this huge circle, and that would lift us into the battlefield so that, as our heads emerge from ground level, the music starts to kick in. Air defense craft coming over, explosion.
But this is anime, so these lifts don't go up slowly. They go all the way up and crash into their final position. With no sense of any weight transfer at all. It just happens.
That's right. That's exactly right. I love that. That's great.
Sparks of electricity are flying off as you scream upwards up to the surface of the planet and onto the battlefield. Yeah. You hear that up to the surface, and with a dum, the three of you are standing there on the battlefield. Behind you is the is the generator. This is a deployment to protect exactly this. Yeah. This is known as an important thing. Of course, in the future, it all has to be solar powered, so it needs to be at the surface. And so you expect some attacks coming soon. It's at this point that we're going to take our break, but I will let our players know something very fun. Anime battles, and particularly mech battles in anime, often have, Neon Genesis especially, often have internal timers. Your mechs are powered. They have a limited time span on them, and that time span is exactly the running of this stream. If you can't defeat your enemies by the time this stream ends,
our fusion cords will run out. Yeah.
And you'll be sitting ducks.
Right.
And that's where we'll leave you. So our stream will finish in just under 2 hours.
It'll finish at 12:30. So that's for us. That's when we come back, that'll be 90 minutes.
Great. So
sounds pretty good.
We will be back in 15 minutes for the last 90 minutes of our stream, for the last hour and a half, where our three mech pilots will face off against a foe looking to cripple be power to the defenses of the Empire, and we'll see how they go.
Amazing.
Excellent.
Thank you very much if you've been watching already. Leave a comment, like and subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll see you in 15 minutes.
See you very soon.
See you soon.
Hey, welcome back to Rollcast Live. We're playing Mekton for the first time. We're playing it on stream. We're having some fun. I'm joined by 3 lovely friends who don't want me to talk too much because they are on the clock. They have less than 90 minutes to defeat an enemy mech coming in to destroy a power bank that's powering the defenses of the planet, their father in some cases, the king, the emperor, Kaiser, Julius, and we have the 3 lovely gentlemen in front of me. Shall we dive straight into what's just happened? You've burst through the ground as part of the defenses and are weapons hot, ready to go. There's no one around just yet. You see behind you is a massive array of solar panels, which is, thanks to 700 years into the future, doing just amazing things with solar energy, bouncing it around, magnifying it, increasing the potential of it. It's a real cool thing, and it's the future. And I don't understand how electricity works, so I'm just going to say it's real efficient, and that's what you have to hold.
Nice.
You know that there is a chance of weapon caches being deployed onto the battlefield, but dear lovely listener and viewer, if you're watching this live, you can help them by sending little mech emotes every, let's say, 10 minutes. I'll check the chat and see if there's a little mecha or a little robot chat in the chat here, and if there is, I'll give you a random weapon to deploy. There we are. There's some interaction for you, lovely audience out there.
Yeah.
And we already have someone who's probably going to hopefully drop a little robot into chat to give you some stuff. But at the moment, you're starting with Sean, you've got a beam rifle.
Yeah.
A beam rifle, a
medium beam gun.
Medium beam gun. Phil, you have an axe.
I have an axe,
brutal savage that you are.
Yeah.
And Xenocore, you have...
Right now, just my standard rifle and a rocket pack I grabbed way up.
Very good. All right. Well, we already have a robot dropped in, so I am going to roll for a weapons cache that deploys next to you. I'm going to roll a D. Cool. I'll roll this and see what we get. All right. Cool.
Initiative.
Awesome. Next to you as you appear. Thank you, very Lord Cheese Crust. You've helped your players, the players immensely, because a package pops out of the ground next to you.
Oh, it pops up? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, pops up out of the ground. It doesn't drop from the sky. It pops up out of the ground in kind of like little electric tracks like you did.
Yeah, love it.
It's the length of an arm, a giant mecha arm. Who wants to grab it?
Well, I'll probably be playing support to these guys. I'll go back and fetch it and then bring it to the person who might be able to use it the best. So.
Great. What you find is an energy sword.
Ooh.
Okay. So since Tomahawk's already got one ready to go built in, I'll bring this over to the prince to damn it, now I'm blanking. I shouldn't be blanking on mecha things.
No, that's all right. Cassius.
No, yeah. Primus, that's it.
Primus.
Yes, I'll bring it to Primus 7.
Primus 7.
Yeah.
It's good to say for you because I've built slightly more of a ranged mecha. I'm better at ranged attacks. How are you for your melee, or do you already have a built-in melee weapon?
I don't, but if this thing gets close, then you're SOL. So I'll put this in your there's a couple of attach points for external deployables. So I'll just slap it on the left side of his body, and it will hang there until it's needed.
Amazing. Appreciate it.
And then I'll go retreat and try to get a place of Overwatch.
Don't play games now.
No, what the real word means. I'm talking 40k Overwatch. The moment I see something, I shoot it. For the Emperor and all that.
There we are.
Yeah, let's not start that. We'll get carried away.
Yeah, it'll steal us. It'll steal us out of this anime style into the grim dark. I can be drawn into that. That's fine. So, on the horizon, you see in front of you a feline. It is, Phil. Believe it or not, that's exactly what I have planned.
Oh, really?
You see a mecha cat.
Ooh.
Like the Zord beasts. The what are they called?
The Megazords?
Well, they had the Liger. They had the Liger unit, all the things of that nature. But yeah.
Yeah.
Saber-tooth tiger looking.
Yes, it's a saber-tooth tiger. See what I mean? Never mind.
Rash zoom to it, going.
It's a Zoids. Yeah.
Zoids,
It's Zoids.
Yeah.
Zoids.
Yeah, Liger Zero.
It looks exactly like that. And it is making its way quickly towards you. And so we're going to jump straight into initiative.
Yeah, let's pull up initiative.
Excellent. So initiative is our mecha, like our pilot reflex.
Well, it's D10 plus. Is it just reflex?
Or pilot reflex?
Yeah, there's a mecha reflex. And there's a
reflex.
-1 on my mech. So
Where's my mecha reflex?
it'd be the MR stat on the play sheet.
I gotcha. Humanoid 6. Great. Well, that's going to be a 14 for Cassius.
Cassius gets a 14. Jeez, low.
I rolled a 8 on the
Oh, very good.
on the die.
Okay.
Wouldn't that then be 11? Isn't your mecha reflex 3?
No, my mecha reflex is 6 apparently.
Ooh, very fast. Okay, cool. My mecha reflex is only 3. That's the MV, right? Yeah. Okay. MR.
MR
12.
is your mecha
12.
reflex. MR.
12. So I'm also pretty quick. I'm ready to defend the Empire.
Very good.
As cynical as I am.
What did you get, Phil? Sorry.
12. Got a 9.
12. Cool.
Actually, well, unless I've put things in wrong, because I have to put in on the right hand side my mecha piloting skill and my pilot reflex. Now, is my pilot reflex just going to be my reflex stat?
Let's see here. I believe it's your reflex, and then the mecha has a plus or minus to that for mecha reflex. So
I may have just put this in wrong because my base reflex stat on my character sheet, my reflex is 7. So I popped in 7 into pilot reflex.
Okay. Let's see here. I don't think I have their mecha sheet, so I can't read it. So
is that right, Chris?
For the sake of doing it on a stream, let's say yes.
Great. Well, then it is indeed whatever I said it was, 14.
Yeah, because otherwise I think we'll get bogged down. And we only have a limited time before I'm going to say this because you want me probably to push on because the longer I talk, the less time you have for your mechs
to fight.
stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I rolled a 9.
Beautiful. Total 9. Great. And the enemy rolls.
The enemy.
Interesting. You all go first.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Heroes.
Amazing stuff. This cat, saber-toothed tiger mecha is screaming down towards you. It is, you can see that it has some weapons ready to go, but it's not going to, it's not going to get into range, not before let's say 1 turn. It needs 1 turn of movement.
So it's coming to us or it's coming to the power plant?
It's coming to you because you're between it and the power.
Brother, incoming!
I've got it. And how far away is it?
I will answer that in relative to the range of your weapons. It is within range.
Great. That's very simple. So he's going to take Cassius, or more to the point, Primus 7 is going to take a couple of steps forward, just to kind of put himself a little bit more in front of the generator that they need to protect, and also putting himself just a few steps in front of the other 2 mechs. And you can hear like the whirring of the mech as like from this hulking gorilla position, he goes a little bit more erect and wheels out the beam gun and takes a moment to line it up, and it almost the pilot within takes a deep breath and just goes, "The father," and is going to squeeze the trigger, and a massive energy beam is going to burst out, hoping to hit square and true this stupid cat face.
Stupid cat face is being attacked. You are going to make an attack roll there, Sean.
Yep, so that's going to be my Mecha Reflex, which, as we've decided, is apparently 6, plus the weapon skill. And in terms of abbreviating things for us, that's going to be my ranged Mecha, I believe. Cool, so that is 6 plus 5 for a base of 11, plus my D10.
Great.
And we explode. So that is
my goodness.
21 plus...
I hope you don't.
Oh, that's right. The dice keep going on there.
Exploded again. I shit you fucking not.
Jesus, Sean.
That's a
You sure we're not playing 40K?
So that is a total of 38.
38.
I think that might hit.
Okay. All right. Well, he dodges. Not joking.
I wish that exploded on damage. That would have been...
Yeah, that was 2 hit. Cool. Well, I'm going to make a evade roll. I don't see the point, but I'll give it a shot. Well, I rolled a 5, so he doesn't dodge.
Do I get anything special for it being a 38? Or is it fuck you just hit?
No, not really, no.
What a waste of my roll.
Yeah. Okay. So, Sean.
Hello.
You have some damage to deal.
Yes. So I've just got on here medium beam gun, damage is 3.
Okay. So you have fired. The evade hits. So now we're resolving some damage. Come on, PDF. Okay. Roll a D10.
Cool.
To determine where you're going to hit it.
Cool. I rolled a 7, sir.
That is a leg.
Yes,
the left leg. All right. And then roll no special hits. Because roll beats the defenders. I think actually you've got a critical hit because you did defeat it by 5 or more. So
blow that cat leg off.
You got a mega critical hit.
A mecha or a mega?
Let's say both. So you have got a critical skill. Oh my goodness. So my armor does not work. So I want you to roll a d10 to determine where on the special hit it's going to hit.
Cool.
Yep. Could be an opening salvo.
That is a 9.
The ages.
A 9. Okay. Roll again for me, please.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, this is just like that shot that Bob got. This might be...
Yeah.
Yeah, I might need to make more. Please don't roll.
4.
Okay. That's fine.
It's like one
That's
shot.
good.
Just one
That's
shot.
cool. It's not a one shot, thank goodness.
Damn.
Although that rule does exist, but that's for cinematic.
Yes, well, we're in the cinematic locations. You have hit the flight systems, Sean. Fortunately, this thing doesn't take flight damage. However, you have dealt immediately half damage to the torso of this thing.
What?
So, and also roll some damage for your weapon.
Okay.
Sorry, how much damage? No, you have a light beam gun. It does
it does
1
3.
kills, doesn't it? That's 3?
Yeah. 3.
You have the medium kills?
Yeah, medium beam gun, yeah.
Yeah, medium beam gun. All right, so you deal 3 damage to the left leg, and you dealt 5 damage to the torso of this thing.
Yeah.
As describe to me how your medium beam gun does this.
I feel like, yeah, fuck it. So yeah, he aims true, and as he like disperses this weapon, it's something that he's kind of I think he's like jury rigged a little thing that he can do every now and then. It's almost like a malfunction in the weapon that enables it to almost break off into 2, like a scatter shot. So it hits on impact, and a residual part of the energy beam spurts out. So while the majority of the impact smacks into the knee of this mecha and just kind of explodes it in place, there's a little residual part of the energy that sprays off and just collides with the torso of this mecha for like a 1-2 hit, like a ricochet rebound. And you see the mecha just go, yes!
Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
It's concentrate fire.
Excellent.
I've turned into Phil's voice now. I need to go away from Phil's voice.
Go back to your voice. Do it again. Give us another line read there, Sean.
It's heard. Concentrate its fire. It can be felled.
Nice. We're doing some Darkest Dungeons here with that line.
It can be felled.
It can be
felled. Sean, that's your action.
Yeah,
that's your mech action.
I moved slightly forward and I rolled a 38.
And just beautiful. Now, have we got any others? Someone's done the research for us already. Found it, page 65. The mecha's maneuver value is subtracted from the pilot's reflexes. The result is the pilot's mecha reflex.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
the MV adds. Yeah, the MV adds. That's right. So.
There you go. All right. Sean, you can do that between rounds.
Yeah,
I don't know if we will do this between rounds because you may have destroyed the enemy.
That might have been the magic hit.
Right, so it's my reflex of 7 minus the mecha reflex, and that's my total?
Yes.
Right. So can I reach this thing and attack it in 1 round?
In melee? No.
Okay.
It's I'm gonna say your movement is like what, 6?
Land MA is 5.
Oh, you got 5.
Yeah.
I'm a
he's a big boy.
Let me check.
I'm a bruiser. I mean, basically,
I will say it's within range.
If it's yes, I'll attack it. If not, I'll hold my action until it comes in range and then attack it. Right.
Then
so
let's have you on the front foot. Let's have you on the front foot.
Let's have me on the front
range.
Foot, right?
It's within range.
Cool. So I come. I plant my feet into a sprint and then spring forward, come swinging with the axe. I get 1 melee attack because I've used my other one to move. So that's going to be 1d10. It's a 1.
Okay. You
minus 4. It's probably going to be a miss, I imagine.
There is a chance that I fumble this dodge. But,
you fumble as well.
I do not.
Right, okay, so let's not do any adding up. I miss.
You miss.
I trip on a small building and miss. Come sliding through.
The peasantry that live within it perish, but you care not for them.
Well, I have to hold up. I have to hold up for a second because I'm going to tread on some people. Out of the way!
They scatter.
And then by the time the axe comes swinging, the cat darts back. Away from my strike.
I'll make it this way. It brings its claw up and catches it, pushes it back.
Oh, nice!
And go,
get off my planet.
Cool. Xenocor.
Alrighty, so I'll see that the other prince has gone to melee, so I'll take a more careful shot and try to back him up. So yeah, I'll bring my beam rifle up and try to get another shot on him.
Fantastic.
So just a medium beam gun. I'm like basically on a building that looks like it's like a 3 or 4 story building, but it has a weirdly tall railing for some reason because a mech's supposed to stand on it and do it. So I'm shooting from that anchored position. And where'd my die go? There it is, glowing in its cheap LED glow that no one can see.
Doesn't work.
Yeah, it lights when I'm rolling it, not when it rolled. You know?
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. And I can't. And I like it's knocked over. All right, so let's see. That's a 4 with my skills here. So that down. Get the other one up. Go away, Excel. We don't want you. I need my character sheet. All right. So
and
gunnery.
Also, why is Cause working that out? I was just saying it makes sense because already when you gave me my sheet, my MV is 1, and because my reflex stat is 7, it makes sense that my MR is 6 because I only -1 from it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Okay. So
you did it.
2 plus reflex 9 to 11, 10 plus 4 is 14.
14.
Nice.
Let's see if it can dodge that. It rolled a crit fail.
Yeah.
So, and then took 7 points off. Very cool. So let's see how much you beat that by. That's that. Okay, yeah. So you also, like Sean, score a big hit. That is 10 points over. Because I rolled a 7 straight after rolling my 1. So
you said like Bob's shot. This feels more like The Witcher.
Yeah,
with crits
just
and fails, like totally in opposition.
So, would you please roll a location? Thank you.
All right. I rolled a 10. Roll on special chart.
Yep.
Next roll is 3.
That's the sensors.
Yeah, but they get armor protection, so
they do. And I'll also have you roll on the cinematic as well.
Uh-oh. You give me all sorts of gifts.
Yep.
Not sure you're gonna like this one.
Yep.
All right. I rolled a 9. System shutdown.
System shutdown. All right. Cool. Yep. Yep. That's fine. That's cool. Dice games are fun.
This is my first game. I got newbie.
No, it's good. Okay, so, wow. I truly don't know what to say. Yep, the sensors are effectively shut down as they get damaged. Great. And this mecha, cool. You know what? We're changing up this tone of this game. This mecha, this cat comes screeching to a halt as 2 shots blast into it. And it effectively stops in its tracks. And it comes to a crashing halt in the way there.
So we'll say that because I saw what the prince did, I put my blaster from shooting as a pulse to an actual beam. So that way it sort of has to cook to really do the damage. So instead of like trying to blow parts off, I just happened to get it and it walked itself across the head section where the sensors were and burned them out. Beautiful.
It is dead in the water. It has no sensors. It cannot do anything this turn. I am going to have it radio all 3 of you. And you hear a woman's voice in her maybe 50s say, I surrender.
What is the meaning of this? Why have you decided to do this? What is your mission here?
You hear a slight pause and then, Cassius?
Who is that?
On screen, Sean, Remind me what happened to your mother?
So my mother, basically with so little as a note, defected to the UCCP. Basically, so Cassius's mother, and obviously by proxy Barabbas's mother as well.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily, but I'm.
If you want.
Yeah, their dad could be a Rolling Stone. Yeah.
Barabbas.
Yes.
Barabbas, do you reckon we are same mother or different mother?
I reckon we're brothers, so we're from the same royal offshoot. So same mother.
Okay.
Great, awesome. Over the years, especially as they were growing up, Cassius's mother had always had like little, even it generally happened like at the dinner table and such. You would hear like little things that as you look back on, it's like, oh yeah, she was a sympathizer to the UCCP, or at least we'd look at it as playing devil's advocate. But it just so happened that these were like things that had crept up in her mind over time, and it eventually gotten her to a point where she could not stand to be a part of Terra, a part of the royal family. And so one night she left just a note on a data pad, which Cassius woke up to, never got to say goodbye, never got to have any sort. It was just one day she was there, one day she wasn't. And the official line that his father Julius always gave to him was that she was never really royal, was she?
Oof. That's a good line.
Delicious.
And so he like kind of grew up being told that she was a traitor, but not really given much more than that. So he hadn't spoken to his mother in, I would say at this point, a decade.
So the woman in front of you, describe her.
So the one that comes on board, like, okay,
I get you two, between you and Phil, one physical description each.
All right. Weird train of thought here, but follow me. Imagine, first of all, take as in Mona Simpson, as in Homer's mother.
Yes.
And now de-age her by about 20 years and give her long, dirty gray hair.
All right, cool. Phil, what else does she like?
She has heterochromia.
Xenocor, what else does she have? What other physical quality does she have?
Let's see.
The eyes is like, it's anime, so it's like one purple, one green. Like
heterochromia. But you can tell for some reason she's a lot more buff than you guys remember, because it shows in her pilot suit. She's just larger than what she used to be, not in fat wise. Like you can see her shoulders are sticking a little bit more out. Their neck is a little thicker. You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Someone that
she's been riding around in that pilot suit for a while and got used to all the bumps and stuff.
Yeah. Definitely became like a rebel in every sense of the word. Like it's clearly been on the front line of the battle for a long time.
Cool. You see that woman in front of you.
And there's like a moment.
Now, I'm going to give you all the option. You do not have to have your screens on. So the minute you want to have your screens flicker on, otherwise all she can hear is your voices.
So yeah, I think like there'll be a pause, and then Cassius's screen will come on, and he's just like, there's a moment, he's scrutinizing. His eyes are narrowed, but his mouth is open. He just goes, "Mom?
Sweetheart?
Is this a trick?
Why are you fighting for them?
Why did you leave?
Look around you." And she like looks down, and you can see the building that Phil nearly tripped over, the people screaming, the sounds of war in the background.
All I see is your doing, Mother. You joined the enemy. Now we meet on the battlefield.
I joined the freedom fighters.
I'm going to move to a point of interception between the prince and his mother.
Cool. Very cool.
Well, I'm standing over her. I'm in melee, so...
You are in melee.
Yeah.
But the other prince is at range.
Tell me why I shouldn't cut you down now, where you lie.
Because I'm your mother.
Today you are the enemy. Look at this.
There's sound effects in the background.
This is the cradle of humanity, and you bring your petty squabbles here. The royal family may be flawed, but this is our home. And you bring terror and death here.
Sean, did you want to get yours in?
Yeah, I'll wait for this to resolve first.
That's my pause.
A completely different direction. So
no.
Yeah, no.
This is in that direction. Phil's got his in.
Yeah,
and then
I'm sorry, but it's not pulling on my heartstrings.
Yeah, she's delaying, so I'm overwatching just in case somebody new decides to get in here. I'm staying in my sensors because this is family drama that doesn't involve me. So
So I think what I was
working.
Are you looking at her? You're holding action over her, or are you keeping an eye on the chance of being like this being a distraction or a flank?
He's already in melee, so I'm trusting him to watch her. Cool. I'm watching the scopes.
Cool.
To give Sean like a chance to like a moment, a dramatic moment to kind of like put his thing in this, in my reaction as well, is that like during his little like speech, he's gonna raise his axe and he's gonna hold it over her. So Sean, if Sean wanted to like intervene with a hand or whatever he wants to do, this is his kind of moment before I basically like cut her neck in half. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
So over to you.
Wait, Mother, you misunderstand. My question isn't, why did you do this? Why did you do this to me?
Because I didn't want to leave with you and take you into danger. I wanted to keep you safe. I wanted to keep you far from the battlefield. Look at this place.
And you think you've done a good job? Yeah. And you think you've done that?
I could only do what I wanted in terms of protecting you from me, not from your father.
So
I
you
couldn't
got
protect
out.
you from him. I had to get out.
So you protected yourself?
What else could I do?
Being my mother? Being here?
If you're angry at me for that, then you should be just as angry at your father. Was he there for you? Did he have time for you? I gave you as much as I possibly could, but I couldn't give my all to you because there'd be nothing left. I'm sorry that I wasn't there for all of you, but I tried to be there for you as much as I could without giving myself entirely to this system.
I think Cassius will like quickly pull up a private channel to Barabbas and Zeno. Barabbas and Maxwell, sorry. Do you trust her?
Not one bit.
Maxwell?
For all we know, it may not even be your mother. The enemy's done worse before.
A hollow disguise.
Maxwell, you've been with me closer than my father, definitely closer than my mother. You know this system in and out. What do you suggest? What do you... And it's a very odd circumstance. You don't see a prince that's before you barking an order or suggesting something. This is essentially a boy asking an adult for what to do. For he's stripped of any rank, any sort of pomp, any sort of royal kind of authority and grandiose. It's just like a pleading boy.
So do you want the answer as a person or as a royal?
What a question. What a way to phrase that. Holy shit, I love that.
Because they're not the same.
No. Do you want me to talk to you as a person or as a prince?
Yeah.
That's so anime. I love that.
I love it.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Tell me as Maxwell.
Look, my backstory is dirty as the next soldier on the battlefield. We have somebody here who just tried to assault the power source of the entire base, and we're hesitating.
And hesitation is defeat. I'm gonna smash my axe down on her. Yeah, I agree with Maxwell.
So Sean,
Amazing.
You act first. Would you like to stop that?
What do you say, boy?
I reckon no. I'm going to use my movement, my action to do the quintessential, but not actually be able to stop it. It's just the scream and the hand up in like a,
You don't make it there in time?
No.
Okay. Phil, make your attack roll.
A traitor is a traitor.
No matter how small.
That is a 13.
Oh, wait. Is this a called shot or just a general swing?
Yeah, are you going for the head?
Well, I'm trying to kill her, yeah.
Okay.
She's disabled, right? She's disabled on the ground.
Yeah, the mech is disabled, but because she's like tiny, there's a size difficulty. If
I try to hit the cockpit, right?
Yeah, if you hit the cockpit, it's a little easier. If you try to hit her, it's easier.
No, the cockpit.
Cockpit?
Okay.
Okay. Calling the shot on the head of this thing.
Look, it's anime. She could survive anyway. You could cut the head
So
of
you are.
this mech.
Where's the call shots? Is here. Let's say that you have a. It is. Yeah, bizarre. Okay.
It is bizarre.
Yeah, I just saw where it was. Yeah, called shot penalties. So servo, weapon, thruster, sensor, other. So it's -3.
Yeah. All right. What did you get in total there, Phil?
13. So 10.
Okay. Well, her mech is still fully operational. It was just depowered for a round, and we talked enough for that not to be a round. So she is going to try and get out of the way there.
Right.
Cool.
Too long.
You're not the only one who can explode dice, Sean.
Hey, like mother,
I still haven't hit anything.
So she gets a 19. So she scoots out the way.
That's incredibly anime like technique.
So good.
That's an anime delay tactic.
I'm also loving the brute is the one who keeps missing.
Yeah.
So good.
If he just fire his gun, he'd be fine.
If he had a gun.
If we liberated with this like intense drama, you would have got that killing blow, but we gave her a chance to power up.
You gave her a chance to power up. It is that was your turn, Phil. It is now Maxwell's action. There isn't anyone there, so you can now make a shot against her.
Is she taking a turn?
Sorry?
Has she taken an actual turn?
I'm going.
I guess we shot her. We shot her down.
She lost her turn.
Because we shot her down.
Sean did the anime dive, so
it makes sense.
They're now close together. You swung to do a call shot, and now to there.
Okay.
Her turn will be after this.
Right. Great.
So it might be that your squire, your actual soldier who genuinely knows what to do and isn't a royal, political piece in this battle, does the work.
Yeah, makes sense.
Most of the time.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's see here. This might get kind of ugly.
Good.
Yeah, so I'm going to...
We love it.
Yeah, so I'm going to grab the small handle that's onto the rocket pod and rotate it into position.
Beautiful.
Mecha, and take a shot.
Rocket pod shot. Love it. Beautiful, beautiful.
So this thing is... I'm probably firing at close range with this thing. But, I'm thinking at the end of a Startease when that one... was it the psyker gets taken over and the sergeant just says smash and just starts immediately. So
exactly
that's exactly what's happening. So cool. I'll take a shot with the missile pod. Let's see here. Okay, so it's almost the same exact as my gun. So let's see.
Cool. So this salvo from your missiles.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Let's see here. Get to that thing real quick. There you are. Okay. No modifier, no called shot.
Hold your shot.
Yeah, it looks like some of the tomahawk. So.
Oh, I lost a bit there. What was that?
Yeah, I'm swinging just like you now because I'm.
All right.
So
total.
Let's see, 2. That's 7. And I gotta do I? I have to roll to take away from.
From the salvo.
Yeah.
No, it's minus my defense.
Okay.
So once.
Roll the 1, and I gotta think. So,
yeah. So
let's make sense.
Let's see. What was your total?
7.
Okay, well, I rolled an 8. So the missiles blast nearly point blank range into the saber-toothed tiger mech, and a cloud of smoke, a plume. You see the Joe mech standing over. A cloud of smoke. Yeah, just a barrage of silo. Just
I'm close by with my axe, just like shielding from all the debris coming out.
That's great.
Civilians, who cares about them, are gone.
Well, I care, but I care, but
yes,
but I gotta
priorities.
I gotta shoot it.
Exactly right. No, for sure. And from the smoke, it parts, and you see the blue eyes light up in the grey smoke of the saber-toothed mech, and it screams and launches an attack against the child who has betrayed them. Let's see.
It's gotta be
what
me,
do I
right?
want to do here?
Me melee, right?
You in trouble. Yeah.
So I am going to use my axe. Let's use that.
She's got an axe too?
Yeah, she has an axe. So the cat's hand does exactly what yours does, and transforms out and comes down in a cutting motion against yours. So she's going to roll to attack. And
can I parry?
You can
Sounds
parry,
like a
yes.
Cool thing to do.
Yes, you can parry. So roll your d10. Tell us what you get.
I'm just going to roll D10. I'm totally lost on the stats. You can tell me what the appropriate combat number for my parry would be.
Yeah.
But I rolled a 9.
Okay.
So it's pretty good. It's near the top of what I can do. Parry.
Add your mecha reflex and your mecha piloting to that.
Add both of them together. My mecha piloting, I put it's 4. And then my mecha reflex is 3 for a humanoid, so that would be 4, 5, 6, 7. So 16 total.
16 total.
Yeah.
So I add my mecha reflexes plus my weapon, plus the WA of the weapon. Sorry, plus reflexes, mecha reflexes, plus the WA, plus the D10. What's my WA here?
It's pretty high. It's come on, mama. I love that you had a conversation. You had a conversation about abandoning, and I'm just. What about me? No one cares if Barabbas feels abandoned.
No, nobody cares about Barabbas.
No one asked what
No
Barabbas.
one cares. It's all about the emotional prince. It's all about the younger prince.
So only one on the axe means that I miss. You dodge.
Parry. No. I parry.
Parry.
Which is way cooler.
Which is cooler. The two axes clash.
Yeah. So yeah, the smoke parts, the eyes light up. She goes back in a pounce like a cat. The axe comes out and she leaps towards me, but as she does, ching, the hand comes up, deflects her over, and then she lands the far side of me, skidding round to a halt.
Yeah, perfect.
Another 5,000 people die.
Not 5,000. I mean, people have evacuated.
They've evacuated.
The geo.
10 people.
Buildings are destroyed for sure.
Yeah, no, but a bunch more buildings. A hospital is destroyed.
An ice cream shop. Everybody.
An ice cream shop. Yeah, an ice cream shop is destroyed.
Yeah.
No.
Actually, tell you, it's a small business. It's an ice cream, and they specialize in making ice cream flavored after each of the princes and princesses who pilot the ships.
That's your new restaurant.
I think you're gonna say like ice cream that like the scoops make up a mecha.
No, they do as well.
Yeah.
That's true of both of those things.
Great.
So you get
I'm just sitting on the couch watching this anime, going,
flavored.
the tone of this is all over the place. It's wild.
What are they aiming for? What's the genre of this piece?
The animation's rad though.
It's first season. It's first season. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
it's not bad. It's just all over the place. Are they trying?
You quickly go on Reddit and they're like, no, just skip the first season. It's fine.
Our fusion cores are running out,
but it comes back later, and they're seeding stuff. It's actually from the manga, and this is two books put together, and one of them was like a beach episode, and one of them is like a really serious, and they've just put them together in anime. Yeah. Anyway, terrible direction. There's definitely Barbarous Blueberry and Cassius Crunch as flavors for that ice cream store.
I'm so happy.
There you go. And it is now, Sean, your turn. You are in melee. You are in the melee with the three. Your mother, your brother, and you. Which sounds like a great name for a podcast.
Yeah, mother, brother, and you.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Mama
I currently have the medium beam gun.
Yes.
In terms of wanting to switch to something like the missile pod, is that an action to switch things around, or how does it kind of work in terms of alternating weapons?
No, you just do.
Great,
Can
I make a?
Because it doesn't require hands. I'm happy for you to just swap it.
May I make a suggestion? You have a cool energy sword that your best friend gave you at the beginning of this action sequence.
Who are you going to attack, mum or brother?
This is why I'm actually going to be using. I've got a method to my madness here.
Okay, I'm with you.
Plotting.
He pulls out so one hand goes down and this missile pod, this massive the gorilla arm starts to fold and it instead of the fist goes into the wrist and you just see this cavernous cannon that comes out and it starts to sizzle and charge up as you see he's aiming at his mother. And then when he sees the swords clash, he just says, "I can't let you do this." And he shifts his aim to Barabbas and then fires the shot.
Love that. Also, I noticed people are chatting in how our screams aren't being captured. It's not because our mics are bad. It's because Discord is too good. It tries to reject large sounds to stop people being
being blown out.
It wants us to be sensible.
It wants us to be sensible. Discord wants us to be sensible.
Sensible.
Bad Discord. Let us be loud. Sean.
Yes. So
make your attack.
Remind me again. Make the attack. It's reflex plus my ranged attack plus a D10. Is that correct?
So it is your mecha reflexes plus the. Are you using? Sorry, you're using a melee weapon.
Ranged mecha.
Ranged attack.
Yeah,
missile pod.
What do you say? Yeah, missile skill versus his reflex.
That's going to be my. What is it? Sorry, what am I rolling together again?
D10 plus your ranged attack.
And that's it.
Yep.
That's it. Yeah, cool.
And any bonuses that it has alongside it.
But plus, just like reflex, like my stat that goes with it would be reflex.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
So mecha reflex, your missile skill, and D10.
Yeah.
Mecha reflex is going to be 6 plus. So I've got a base of 12 plus my D10.
That sounds about right.
Good. It sounds good. Yeah.
That's going to be only a 16, unfortunately.
Only a 16.
Another explosion.
So, Phil.
Yes, so this is a rocket pod? This sounds terrible.
It's a missile pod.
Is it a missile pod?
Yeah, 6.
So it's a single
damage.
missile.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't fire salvos. You got 5 shots. So.
Yes, not unlimited.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
it's gonna hurt like
I remember from looking over the rules, I get some sort of penalty to dodge because I'm in melee. That sounds crunchy and like an RTG game.
Yeah, that sounds right to me.
I'll just roll and let's piece together what my dodge would be.
Yeah, absolutely. Games are fun when you roll dice and then make the story from it.
Yeah, I mean, my mecha reflex is a lot lower than yours. Yours seems to be pretty high. So if I roll badly, you're probably going to hit me. I got a 6.
Yep, 6 plus mecha reflex plus mecha piloting
is 3.
Mm-hmm.
And my piloting reflex is 4.
Okay, so 7 plus 6 is 13.
No, it hits me.
That sounds like a hit to me.
It does. I rolled a 16.
Yeah.
That sounds like damage to me.
So I think the camera will follow the missile into me. It's probably what will happen.
Beautiful.
The camera will line up behind its arm, and then as it, and then so when it's about to impact me, we get like a cut. You see it gonna hit the mech, and there's one of those cut-ins.
Yep.
Yeah.
Of my face going.
Cool.
Of understanding.
Roll a D10 for me, Sean.
Roll a D10.
Or hit
location.
That is a 10.
Ooh,
fucking hell.
special.
Roll
You hit me in the head.
another
Nothing but
D10.
specials, baby.
Honestly. Another D10.
Does that hit me in the head?
Roll an 8 or a 9.
10 is hit location 10 is the magic chart. Yeah.
I rolled a 2.
That is the weapon.
And thematically, I can't let you do this.
Yeah,
He shoots the axe off my hand.
You shoot a missile into the mecha hand and it disarms him. I'm going to say it also does damage.
Yeah.
So that is, I think
Shrapnel.
you do... what? How much damage does that thing do?
5.
5.
No, get 6. So hits him in the hand. The hand only takes 1 damage, so that's gone.
Yeah.
It's gone.
So he might have lost his lower limb.
Let's make that the case. You
lower limb as well.
Let's just have
hand in the lower limb to soak it all up. Yeah.
Yep. So he blasts using
crippled, basically. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want it to be a lower limb or do you want it to be both hands as you kind of bring your hands up?
Yes, that.
Yeah.
So
we'll soak that narratively.
Yeah. So I'm facing her.
Yes.
She comes out, smashes through the ice cream shop. Then Cassius brings up his rocket pod, his missile launcher. I think it's going to hit her.
Yes.
And then, as you say...
I can't let you do this. And then shits.
We follow the rocket, and at the last second, he turns, holds his arms up. We get that cutaway of his face, and he's like, of course, I understand. There's an explosion, and then a freeze frame of his arms, like, just silhouetted.
Yeah,
and then he
scattering
goes
up into the sky.
Pieces going everywhere. And then when we see him again, like he's like boop 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 in the cockpit. There's like blood on his. There's like a scrape that's just like a hash of lines there.
Beautiful.
And if we like really wanted to have a tonal shift, you'd hear Cassie say, "Guess you're not my brother in arms."
It's we went straight to Hollywood blockbuster.
Man, we are whiplashing our audience.
We're going everywhere.
We've created an anime which is called figure it out. What the tone is.
All
right.
What can I to see how Maxwell reacts to all this when it comes to Maxwell's turn?
Honestly, well, it's not his just yet. It's your brother.
What can I do?
You can kick. You can tackle. You can kick. Absolutely. You have mech kick legs. You can do a kick.
Okay.
There's mecha kung fu in this, so.
Yeah.
Well, I wobble to my feet, I guess.
Yes.
Brother, all I'm doing is my duty to our home, which has done more for us than this woman ever has. Complete the mission.
Oh, yeah, you go.
Save the power station. Or if you can't, stomach it, Cassius. You must retreat. As for you, you're not my mother, you're my enemy. Kick. Run up.
Kick.
So thematically, it's not a kick. I think the coolest thing in this thing is going to be a drop kick.
Yeah, cool.
So I just run at her and just go for the two-footed sideways.
You're going at her?
Going at her. Oh, yeah.
Cool. Okay.
No, I can't hurt my brother. He's just misguided. Yeah. She's the enemy. He's a fool.
Yes.
And we'll talk about this later. If I don't die.
Sure, alive.
Sure. Yeah.
I got a 7.
It works the same as a punch.
So my base was like 12 off the punches, I'm pretty sure. And I got a 7, so.
Oh, you're going to use the punch or the thrust kick for this?
Thrust kick sounds correct for what I was describing.
Yeah, plus he's a big boy too. So it's weapon it's neg 3 to hit, but it does 5 kills.
Okay. That sounds exactly like the kind of thing I'm trying to do. Which is inaccurate but powerful, right? So
yes.
So 7 plus the 12
19.
And then minus the 3 for the accuracy of the move. 16.
So, Sean, give us a roll.
No, this is at her.
Oh, sorry, that's me. Pardon. I keep thinking that you're attacking.
I'm not. No. Cassius,
he wants you to attack me.
I rolled
Cassius will never get in a mech again.
Uh-oh.
After this, we're gonna have words.
Yes.
But for now, the mission has to be completed.
I rolled a 1 and then a 7. So I am you are once a fucking again.
Oh.
We're into the big bonuses.
It's the first thing I've actually hit.
Because you've well eclipsed.
You want location?
Yes. No, it's chest. It's automatically
thrust kick
chest.
is always chest. Okay, cool. Great.
Cool. So since you've eclipsed it by 10 or greater, roll a random location.
I got a 7.
That is. Oh my god.
Yes.
You're gonna fucking love this, Bill. That's the cockpit.
You just drop kick her straight in her face.
I just drop kicked you straight in your chest. I won't go to the rest of it. That's stick meter. So yeah.
That is. Enough. I mean that in every way possible that word can be expressed. That is enough. Cool. How do you kill your mother? Because her cockpit is not going to be able to soak that.
Yeah, and then the note is remaining damage goes to pilot.
Yes, all of the remaining damage goes to the pilot, and you've already punctured. Thanks to Sean, the torso is full of damage, so all of that damage goes to the pilot.
I love that I literally disarmed you, and that helped you.
Mm-hmm. Look, you drop kick a tiger in in the chest, and it kind of becomes the face.
Yeah. So I'm just for it's going to be the other way around. Like, go through the face into the torso. Just for narrative, like, description, right?
Totally.
So the torso gets destroyed after it just goes straight through her, crushes her, smashes her to pieces, right? She's, so... that.
Yeah, honestly, that's exactly what our sure. Yeah. It's an anime reaction.
Oh my god.
Oh fuck. Can you do like really wide eyes and they shake like
Give me a sec.
Yeah. Yes, it's exactly that shot. It's Shinji from the fucking oh my god.
Yeah, the robot Shinji.
Yeah, it's him seeing the oh god. I just gotta pull it up. I gotta pull it up for Sean's face. Anyway.
Paul, you've missed like the most cinematic set of ridiculous crit rolls
my
ever.
god!
Every roll has either been like a complete whiff or a crazy hit. So I am currently a giant melee mech with no arms, and as you say, I am drop kick killing my mother.
Drop kick your mother
off the top rope.
It's literally the scene in End of Evangelion, I think it is, where Shinji does this. I'll post it into the Discord, but it's that fucking reaction shot.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh fuck.
love it.
Oh good.
Ooh, wait.
Yeah.
It's that one.
Jesus.
Absolutely.
Yep. Oh.
So he just takes a run at her. You think, what can he possibly do? His arms are gone, his weapons are gone. But no, he lifts from the ground. There's a kind of pause as he takes purchase, leaps into the air, flips, and she just turns at the wrong time, and she takes it full force. The cockpit crushes. That makes like a silhouette, blood red background of the at the impact. That shot that we just saw happen.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the mech comes apart completely. There's no kind of question about whether she's dead because the cockpit is crushed, the whole mech collapses, and then, with no arms or anything to land on, Barabbas's mech, the Tomahawk, just comes to a sliding, crashing halt in the debris.
Maxwell, your turn.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm assuming there wasn't a call for help that got put out because the scopes are still blank for any enemy coming into the location.
Correct.
So, which means I got to move over to the prince and figure out what the hell is going on. So I will approach the prince and just come to the side of him. Bring up comms while I'm touching, because there's a way to talk between mechs without transmitting.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're in physical contact with him, and bring up a screen.
Is it like the hand on the shoulder, like the steadying hand?
Oh yeah. Almost. I come up from behind. I mean, in the mechs, it looks like that or whatever. But I put my hand on him, like, what are you doing?
And there's just like the heavy breathing. That was our mother.
That was an enemy of the state.
You wouldn't understand.
I hate teenagers so much.
I love it so much. It's so sincere. It's so fucking anime.
You're not a real... He'll be like, you wouldn't understand. You're not even royal.
You're right. I'm not royal. I'm just a bloody veteran who lost his entire family to the other side. We'll talk later. And I kill the feet.
Holy shit! I love it! Oh, yes! Fuck yeah! Just a real straight up soldier just being like, no, fuck you.
Yeah.
Cassius, dismount. You've dishonored Terra today. Our father will hear of this.
And then he turns, like you see, like the mech like turns to look at you, and the comms will come up on screen to Barabbas.
Barabbas lumbers to his feet. Yep.
He says, "You'll never see me again." And I'm going to Cassius in his mech is going to basically attempt to lumber away and make like basically he's just looking to flee the scene in his mech, like to like cinematically jump off a building and like start sailing away.
Okay.
You can't fly, can you, your mech?
You can't fly?
No.
None of them
Doesn't have that capacity.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, it needs a glider.
Right, okay.
It's gonna be just a gorilla-like leap.
All right.
That's cool. That would be awesome.
I've got a couple of ways to resolve this. Does anyone want to do anything to prevent him?
I mean, I think the episode is coming to an end. So it feels like the arc here is that we let him go, Maxwell. What do you think?
It's up to both of you.
I think it might end with after credit scene with me talking to command, and maybe and then not just trying to report what's going on, and the king calls back because I'm assuming the king managed to hold the front.
Oh yeah.
So I call to report the status, and then instead of getting the intelligence officer or whatever, it's the king answers me directly because I'm with his son. And I get to give him the bad news.
So it sounds like neither will. Yeah,
thinks we're gonna let him go. We're gonna let him go.
Yeah.
If this works, this is honestly like you think, like the anime series. Well, we'll see if it works first, and then I'll explain.
Sure.
Why? Yeah.
Yeah. You flee the scene successfully.
Yeah. It's that moment where like Cassie's like there's that staring off moment. He's looking at his brother, and just turns and starts like lumbering forward on the gorilla knuckles, and just takes a flying leap off like the platform that they're at, just down into the city below. And that's when you like realize, if you're watching this anime, it's like, oh right, that's how it works, because you think that it's an anime setup about the two brothers
and the kingdom and stuff,
but really it's like Cassius isn't actually the protagonist of a story. He'll crop up later in the season as it goes. You figure out what's going. It's actually about Barabbas and Maxwell.
I think the most interesting character is Maxwell.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
The fandom loves Maxwell. There's wiki articles about him. It's great.
I think the other direction you could go,
Yeah.
the other direction I thought you could go is like, you think like he is the main character, right? Cass is the main character, but you think it's going to be him like fighting for Terra, but actually it's about joining the freedom fighters.
Yes.
And it's him. This is the origin. And he starts off as like really young and naive and like, you wouldn't understand. And then
Neocore, you and I, it's Gundam. It's Gundam.
Yeah, it's Gundam.
It's Gundam.
It's Gundam.
Like,
We're just doing Gundam. We're just doing
it's
Gundam.
Gundam.
Yeah, exactly. Command, this is Sentinel. We've held this front, but the prince has run off, and I can't use any of my weapons to hold him in without risking His Highness's life.
The
request instructions, and then you see the king come on the comms, and
he comes on and says, which child of mine has deserted?
My sign, sir, Pris Cassius.
The one with the weak mother. The poor stock.
Well, used to have the weak mother, sir. She's confirmed dead on the battle.
Good.
Shall I pursue?
Negative. Let him flee. His weakness will infect the enemy. It is best that we prune all her descendants, unless they prove themselves particularly efficient. What of the other brother?
He's the one with the killing blow. So.
And his status?
He's alive. His mech needs great repair, but he got the job done.
how much damage sustained?
His arms, sir. The rest of him can still move around. We can get him back to base without any issue.
His arms are damaged? Give me a visual. Sir. And he'll effectively override your visual to observe the battlefield.
Yep.
Looks at the brother. The screen goes back to as it was and says, to you only, Maxwell, the weakling has wasted arms. That mech is more precious than his life. My spawn are cheap. Observe him further. If he cannot develop his skills on the battlefield without damaging valuable equipment, he is not worth cockpit.
Understood.
Continue observation. And
by your command, sir.
Signs out.
And then you just see me sigh in the seat because, like, good lord, now more bullshit.
Yeah.
I have to babysit another prince?
Yeah, that's right.
Damn,
that's
I thought I was done with this.
Cool, now I have to look after not the whiny one, but the one with a death wish who throws caution to the wind every opportunity.
And I'm not getting per diem for any of it. All this is out of my goddamn paycheck. Goddamn.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, dear. Well, I think with that moment, the sun sets on the bloodied battlefield. Pieces of mech scattered all over. A salvage team comes out to strip parts off of the saber-toothed tiger mech, the beast mech, and try and repair what damage has been done to the... I just realized Sean ran off with the cased weapon as well.
Yeah. Didn't even get to use it.
The sun sets.
That's going to come up in another episode for sure.
The mechs power down and are still. Birds chirp in the background as they are silhouetted against the setting sun. A destroyed animal mech, beast mech, and an armless knight piloted by a prince mech, a tomahawk, the TOWK hawk mech, with its arms destroyed, and a Joe mech by a exhausted veteran. The two of you are sitting on the standing on the ground, looking up at the giant mechs themselves, as salvo teams are going to return them back to base. Do you say anything as just before the credits are about to roll?
Yeah, I'll probably walk up and throw him a canteen.
And he can't catch it because he's got no arms. I
still got my arms.
Actually, roll to see if you can catch it, Phil. I want to see this.
Why the hell not?
roll a human. Roll cool. It's my reflex. It's cool. This is a cool thing. Roll cool.
So
are you cool enough to catch the canteen in a cool way, or do you, like the weak prince that you are, fumble it?
I got 12.
You catch it. Just you don't look good doing it. It's an average catch.
It's like it hits me in the chest, kind of.
Yes, exactly right.
Well fought, Maxwell.
Yeah.
I think you and I are going to have many successful campaigns together.
Yeah, we'll see. At the rate this is going, who knows how many of these I'm going to live. Start eating peanuts.
As he chomps on the peanuts, and the prince looks stoically into the setting sun.
His hair gets blown slightly.
Yeah. The camera pans down to the soldier who's done the work and is so tired. And the credits begin to roll as we have a juxtaposition, and the audience finally understands the genre of this story, which is a parody of mecha animes.
Yeah. Yes.
Showing the real grunt work of it, and like the genuine, like, it's a job nature of the work. compared to the heroism that nobles and your average day viewer thinks it is.
So all of the mech pilots and the royals are all horrible, unlikable people.
Correct. And everyone who actually wants to do something is good. Sean, go ahead.
The name of the anime is Max Well Done.
Oh, shit. And with that, we're going to finish our
We're
game
done. We're out of here.
Oh, thank you so much for those who have watched. We appreciate you watching and seeing us play. This is a lot of fun. Mekton is a great game. I had a lot of fun.
I wish I understood half of it. It seems cool.
It's a great game. It's a little crunchy. I have heard that maybe there's a new game coming out soon. That maybe that is actually a thing that's coming out soon. So if you really like giant anime battles, let's get amongst it.
The game that we played today is a lot more like BattleTech than it is something more for anime. So the new one is supposed to be a lot more streamlined. As soon as that project, if they ever greenlight that project again, I'm sure Talsorian will tell everybody, because I was on that Kickstarter and I still want it. So yeah, buddy.
Plenty of people out there who are keen. We're hoping Artelsorian. I've been posting in the Artelsorian subreddit, not subreddit.
And I did tell him we were doing this. I told J-Rat Talsorian that, hey, we're going to make this.
We play back down. You have to do it now. If we've done it for our tiny audience.
I love giant animes. We should definitely make a podcast where Sean and I watch anime together, and Sean gets confused by it.
Confused about why he's doing the podcast, the whole sort of things.
Yeah, exactly right.
Xenocore, thank you so much.
Thank you to our guest.
Yeah, thank you, Xenocore. Thank you so much.
No problem. Anytime I get to use my real stuff, I'm all for it. So yeah, man. And the moment you guys start putting Star Trek Adventures in the list and get it triggered, I'll throw shit at them, because that's my other one.
It's in the list.
Dude, I one day want to do a whole Roll to Cast season of Star Trek Adventures. I would love that.
Oh yeah, Star Trek Adventures is game. Up on my list too.
The
Blade Runner.
That system handles characters work. It's like all the characters are competent, and it actually shows up in their roles the way it's beautifully put together. So I love it.
So I will seg into Xenocore is here as a supporter of Roll to Cast. So thank you very much also for being a supporter. So our Patreon link is at the top there. So if you want to support us, head there. We have different tiers. Xenocore is one of the higher tiers that gives you the chance to come play with us on our monthly stream. But you also get to vote on what we're playing, and I believe that's me next.
It's you next.
Which is why I was going to be slightly embarrassed if I'd grabbed the mic and it wasn't me.
I've got a list now, so that I will always remember.
Okay, great.
And it's going to be Barbie Horse Adventure, so enjoy, guys.
That's right. That's the three choices will all be Barbie.
Yes.
No, but
one of them's Barbie, one of them's
Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer. Thank you.
So there's a tier of patrons who also get to vote on which game we play. So I will be putting up three choices very soon. I like to play little bizarre, strange games. We'll see what I choose when I finally think of it, but hopefully I'll do that very, very soon. And then again, someone may have the chance to play with us if they wish. But in the meantime, what else do we need to talk about, Chris?
We need to talk about making sure that if you like us here, that you're listening to the podcast. And if you aren't a fan of the podcast, share it with a friend. We are about to crack some pretty exciting, what do you call them? Milestones.
Yes.
So please share it around. The podcast is doing really well as of recently. So please share it around, share it with a friend, share it with two, share it with three. We'd love to get to the front page of, say, Spotify or iTunes. So tell a friend, tell two, tell three. Make sure that if you've got an app that you rate and review it, because that helps us immensely. I cannot overstate how immensely cool it is to have people give us 5 stars. It does wonders for the podcast.
Yeah. And like this video.
Other than that, like this video.
Like this video now.
Like it. Share it. Tell a friend. Tell Mekton people. Tell us how we fucked up the system and that we got lots of things wrong.
Share it with Mike Pondsmith and make him cringe.
Yeah, do it. Mike,
do it.
I fucked up, but I'm an Australian, so, that's how we roll. Yeah.
AUKUS Alliance forever.
Alrighty, all.
It's been an honor to serve Terra.
It's an honor to serve the Empire of Terra.
United Kingdom of Terra.
The United Kingdom of Terra. And the Union of Planets will come back once again. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Ciao.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah.